What happens when I decide for myself that I'm gonna do something different? Because yeah, nothing changes if nothing changes, man.
Lots of people spend a lifetime doing the right things, like trying to journal, pray. They develop a morning routine. They try to focus on positive thinking. They go to the right seminars. They try to put themselves in the right rooms. And they can't seem to maintain that elevated emotional state because their physiology is dragging them back down into the state where you most comfortably exist. Rather than learn to cope with what you have, why don't you dig in and get rid of it?
Takes guts. You got to dig down deep to gut it out. Keep on going again and again and again until you make it happen, because you know that it's possible. So what I want you to do is think about something you want for you, that's real for you, that's important for you, that will give your life some special meaning and power.
You have the power to create meaning in your life rather than passively look for it. Meaning to me is, do I know more about the world today than I did yesterday? And if that accumulates and accrues daily, in a month you know way more than you did than just that day later, so that you continue to grow.
Most people operate out of their personal history, out of their memory, things they've done, things they've experienced, things they've seen, things that they have observed. What I'm suggesting that you operate out of a larger vision of yourself. I want you to see yourself doing what you want to do, having what you want to have, doing what it is that gives your life some meaning and value. Operate out of your imagination, not your memory.
And it's so much easier to make the same choice every single day. And the hardest part about change is not making the same choice as you did the day before. You're going to feel uncomfortable. So some people would rather tell the story of their past instead of telling the story of their future. They'd rather believe in their past instead of believe in their future.
If you actually just make little promises and keep little promises to yourself, it is amazing what it will do for your confidence level, your self-esteem, and could entirely change the trajectory of your life. You keep breaking promises to yourself. I'm gonna work out the first thing tomorrow morning. I get up, I get on my phone, I miss the workout. And that is the most detrimental thing for our psyche.
If you want to know something about yourself, sit on your bed one night and say, my life is not everything I want it to be, and perhaps it's not everything that I need it to be. What's one thing I'm doing wrong, that I know I'm doing wrong, that I could fix, that I would fix? You meditate on that, you'll get an answer. And it won't be one you want, but it'll be the necessary one.
Well, most people, ladies and gentlemen, when something happens to them, what they do is they begin to believe that that's the way it is. That's the way it's always been. And they can't see the possibility of it being any different.
No one ever told me that I had to search for meaning in life to begin with. It was, I got my life, this is who and what I am, this is what I did in school, these are my dreams, ambitions. How do I create meaning in my life as I go forward? My first question of me wasn't, where do I find meaning? It was, how do I create meaning? And that started early.
I know one day I'm gonna be somebody. You'll know when
Please look at my face. You're somebody now. I was somebody long before people knew who I was, and I believed that. You're somebody now.
When you are struggling, and when you encounter obstacles, because I guarantee you, you will, and you start thinking about giving up, I want you to remember something that has carried us through every moment of our lives. And that is the power of hope. The belief that something better is always possible if you're willing to work for it and fight for it.
There's this gap between cynicism and hope. I believe both are a choice. Like, hope is a choice, and for me, it was the hardest choice. Because I was the guy who was cynical. When I graduated college, I was 23, 40 grand in consumer debt, and I was angry at the world. I was like, I followed this path, I got good grades, I got the degree, where's my wonderful life? Cynicism becomes the easier choice. So I think it starts with, do not be cynical, because life is so much better and richer when you choose hope. Even though it's the hard thing to do, it's the stupid, cheesy thing to do. You're drinking your own poison when you just walk around cynical towards the world. Hope is a choice, cynicism is a choice. I hope you choose hope.
Because when you're stuck and when you are on a downward spiral, whether it's just in your own head or it's in self-destructive behavior, the thing that's missing in your life is hope.
What matters is, do we have that vision of hope? Do we see a possible future for us to step into that will make our lives better? You know, what's going on in the material world is not the point. It's a side effect. For you to have any vision of hope in the future, you need to decide that something is more valuable than what you have today.
If I have learned anything in my time traveling the world, it is the power of hope. The power of one person, a Washington, a Lincoln, King, Mandela. One person can change the world by giving people hope.
When you give up hope, you stop dreaming. My friend, you stop believing. Don't you ever lose hope. Don't you ever give up your mindset.
It ain't gonna be easy. Most of the time, you're gonna feel like there's no way out, that you can't do it. But listen to me when I say there is always hope. You gotta stare all that in the face and say, you can't beat me, I'm too strong.
If you don't have belief, if you don't have hope, if you don't have faith, you ain't got nothing. You hear what I'm telling you?
Love and hope and optimism is hard. Fear and negativity and cynicism is easy and lazy.
You see, you don't have to accept everything that has been handed to you. You can create the lifestyle you want. You can create the business you want, the friendships you want. It's all up to you. So there is no need for you to feel hopeless. You gotta get out of despair.
And it's not the end until you've given up. And just the fact that you're here should persuade you that you have another chance to get back up. There's still hope.
For me personally, there's no lack of urgency when I wake up in the morning to think, oh, don't worry, I got all the time in the world. Because I know I don't. And I'm lucky to be here. And I'm gonna try and live in a way that will at least do justice for my friends that aren't here. I think about that every day.
All that fear that's in your head, all the what ifs and the scenarios that you create inside your own mind that are way worse than anything that is actually gonna happen, they all disappear when you go. So just take action and start moving forward. That is the moment that can last 1,000,000 years, is waiting to go. And I found I'm pretty good at it now, where, I'm like, oh yeah, I know what that is. This feeling of caution and fear and all that stuff in the back of my head, yeah, I just need to get rid of all that and just go.
It seems to go away when I move toward it.
Yeah, it does go away. The more you sit there and think about it, the worse it's gonna get in your own head.
The single greatest skill that you can develop is being in a great mood in the absence of things to be in a great mood about. Most people don't question someone who's in a bad mood. Like, I'm just in a bad mood. So it's like, well, if you can be in a bad mood for no reason, it's like you might as well be in a good mood for no reason, because that one at least serves you. On one degree, there's like, let's count things to be grateful for. On the other side, why do I have to have things to be grateful for in order to be in a good mood? Why is trying to find things a requirement of being in that mood? Can I not find things and still choose to be in a good mood? Because I've certainly not had things to be in a bad mood about and been in a bad mood. What if I could just be in a good mood? And so I've just tried to break that relationship between the two, because then it makes it contingent on something that I can find. How successful have you been at that? Mediocre.
But what's funny about it all is that we don't take a second to realize the purpose is always there. The purpose never leaves us, because the very purpose is you. You are always the purpose. There may be another purpose, like being a SEAL or going to college or whatever, but the main purpose in life is you. So if you wake up in the morning and you don't want to do something, you don't care enough about yourself. And that's what you need to really research is, man, why am I not doing this for myself? Because that is the number one purpose in life, is to better oneself. So the reason I get up every day, even though there's no race or there's no school, there's nothing in front of me, is because I have pride in myself.
But where do you go to? You wake up on a morning, it's cold, it's wet, it's dark. You've got these problems.
I need you to keep talking about what you were just saying.
It's warm on the couch.
That's
Your
it.
missus says stay in
That's
bed.
it.
It's comfy,
That's
it's
it.
cozy.
That's
You've got
it.
work later on. You had an argument last night. You're slightly
it.
hungover.
That fires me up. I know only I can fix these problems because I have to face these problems. That brings joy to my life right there because I know there's so many people that have the ability and just refuse to get off that couch, refuse to study a few more hours, refuse to go deeper, to go further. And that's where I gain the advantage. It's so easy to be great nowadays, my friend, because most people are weak. Most people don't want to go to that extra mile. Most people don't want to find that extra because it sucks. It's miserable. It's lonely. And that used to hurt me. Now I have to thrive in it. That's the only place to be. So that's the only purpose I need.
For me, it's going to accomplish something, to have some sort of purpose.
Right.
I'm still working on getting better on vacations. My wife knows that I'm much easier to get along with on vacation if I get a couple hours to write in the morning and get a workout in. I wish I could go 2 weeks with going, hey man, whatever. But I get antsy, I get edgy. I'm not present because I need a little time to go break a sweat, mentally, physically. And then the rest of the day I'm great.
You have to do things to take care of yourself today, but you also have to take into account the well-being of your future self. Find a passion or orientation that takes care of you today, that satiates your itch today, but that also doesn't alienate the people that you love that are around you. Perhaps the answer to your problems today is to work abroad, figure out a situation where you can work remotely, develop a routine where in the mornings you work out, you drink coffee, and you do your work for 4 or 5 hours, and then every afternoon you commit to doing a different hike or to doing a different kind of hobby. So you're kind of ticking all those boxes of satiating your need for novelty and adventure and enthrallment while being responsible and meeting the criteria of taking care of your future self and taking care of yourself.
At the end of every day, you look yourself in the mirror and you ask yourself, did I get better today? If the answer is yes, and you do that for 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, how much better are you gonna be? Are you getting better every single day? That's the question, right? And it's just taking small steps. You don't try to get it all done in one day, in 1 week, in 1 year, right? It's the process of getting better every day. And the idea is a very simple one. Trying to be the best version of yourself.
If you make your bed every morning, you will have accomplished the first task of the day. It will give you a small sense of pride, and it will encourage you to do another task, and another, and another. And by the end of the day, that one task completed will have turned into many tasks completed. Making your bed will also reinforce the fact that the little things in life matter. If you can't do the little things right, you'll never be able to do the big things right. And if by chance you have a miserable day, you will come home to a bed that is made, that you made. And a made bed gives you encouragement that tomorrow will be better. So if you want to change the world, start off by making your bed.
We are very unique creatures on this planet. We live on 3 different planes, don't we? Only we have self-awareness. We have the sense of purpose. And we live on 3 planes. The physical plane, like this is a vehicle, your body is a vessel, a vehicle. And so we live on that physical plane, but we're also energy. We're radiance, we're a soul, we're a spirit, we're energy. And then somewhere beyond between those two, there's the thoughts, feelings, and emotions that you have. So you're living life on 3 planes. And as you get older, assuming you're doing the work, because wisdom is not just age, wisdom is experience, your soul, your consciousness gets wiser as your body begins to deteriorate. And this is why you hear old folks always saying, if I could just go back, like, what do they say? Age is wasted on the youth. That term exists because if I just knew what I know now, then, oh my gosh, what I could have done in my 20s, they say, right? I have greater self-control, greater self-mastery, more in line with what my God-given source purpose is. And there I still have thoughts, feelings, and emotions, and I have to master those so that I could keep driving towards my God-given purpose. And so the inner voice is constantly fighting with those three factors. The reasons our negative self-talk exists is just, that's your conscience. Your conscience has no other way of getting your attention other than making you feel bad, making you feel shame, guilt, anxiety, depression. That's how your conscience knocks on your door and says, dude, you're living incongruently with how you believe you should be living. And that's why I'm giving you negative thoughts, negative voices in your head. Just literally flip the switch and tomorrow live congruently to the man you want to be.
I'm inspired by practicality and reality and the truth, which is, it is ridiculously impossible to become a human being. I am one. I have other good things going for me as a human being, and I'm just grateful. You're dwelling and looking at what you don't have versus looking at what you have. I'm trying to get people to practice reframing their perspective. If I wake up in the morning and nobody I love passed away or came down with a terminal illness, then my day starts off great. There's nothing you'll ever accomplish that's more remarkable than that you have a chance to accomplish something.
Anything you could think of, if you could actually think of it, it means you can do it. So if it pops up in your brain, it means that you have the ability to do it. Why? Because the brain would never think of something that it could not do.
See, let me share something with you. The easiest thing I've ever done was to earn $1 million. The most difficult thing I've ever done was to believe it could happen to me. That was the most difficult part, to believe.
Make this moment the moment of truth about yourself. Many of you have been selling yourself short all of your life. You have the opportunity to experience more environmental, physical, and mental abundance. Someone who is in a constant state of elevation. Their self-talk is, I know who I am, I know where I'm going, and I know where I came from. I want to continue the conversation of self-awareness. You know, there are a few quotes that I love and want to share with you as it pertains to the conversation of self-awareness. And the quote is, there is definitely a direct connection between finding your passion and reaching your potential. You will never fulfill your destiny doing work you despise. Passion gives you an advantage over others because one person with passion is greater than 99 who have only an interest. Passion gives you energy. Are you aware of what you are doing with your day-to-day time, your grind? Do you like your current relationships? Do you like your circle of influence? Do you like your wardrobe? I think a lot of us, we are programmed to hold on to things that we no longer like. The time is now to step into a place of diligence, hustle, humility, and hunger. The future belongs to the hungry, the humble, the hustler. These are those that will take the throne. There is a new breed of Mamba mentality game changers that in every room that they step in, they are agents of transformation. They are 30,000 feet above the noise. They are architects, pioneers, innovators, students, athletes, lawyers, doctors. I'm sounding the alarm that a new mentality will emerge inside of you. Elevated people know who they are. They know what they believe, the role in life they are presently filling, their great personal potential. When you are self-aware, you need to be extremely cognizant of your evolution and the fact that you're going to change, the fact that you're not going to be the same person you are. It's a very dangerous thing to be in a place where you are growing, but your life is not. You're still connected to people and places that you've outgrown. It's a very dangerous thing to be in a place like that because you end up dwarfing everybody and everything in your life. Do you like what you're doing and do you like where you're going? Let me ask you another question. What would you like to do? If you don't like what you're doing and you don't like where you are and you don't like your relationships and you don't like X, Y, or Z, what do you want? What do you like? And then you got to be able to add passion to it to activate that thing and make that dream a reality. Are you fully aware of the bridges that are required to cross over to make your dream a reality? I think a lot of people, they have this vision in their head, this dream, but they don't know how to make it a reality. We navigate through life and we keep missing the bridges to bridge the gap between dream and reality. So do you know what is required of you? Are you aware of what is required of you to make happen what you see only in your head? I want to give you another quote. Almost every man wastes part of his life in attempts to display qualities which he does not possess. I want you to ask yourself the question, are you the person that is projecting a different you to the world on social media, on your websites, in your meetings? Are you projecting a different you? Are you the same person in private? And I know that there are multiple versions of yourself, or even I have multiple versions of me, but are they consistent? I want to ask you the question, are you aware of your why? Are you aware of your why? So now that you've discovered, okay, I'm not doing what I want to do, and I need to learn how to do what I want to do, and I need to figure out the bridge to bridge the gap between the dream and the reality, do you know why you want to do what you actually want to do? What is your why? Because if the why is great enough, if you're aware of that why, then you can begin to back that why up with work ethic. Every why's got to be backed up by work. You want to be committed? You want to be consistent? You want to be creative? You want to be purposeful? You want to be reflective? And you want to be grateful? These are just a few things that you want to be as you are moving forward in your self-awareness. You've identified your weaknesses. You've identified that there is a gap between who you are, what you want, and where you want to be. There's a massive gap. Awareness and the acceptance of that awareness is the bridge to the future. This is going to connect you to your destiny tribe. Your destiny tribe comes with multiple types of people. What would you like to do? What do you believe you've been destined to do? What talents, skills, giftings, and abilities do you possess to support your desire to do it? What are your motives for wanting to do it? Why do you want to become what you are looking to become? What steps are you taking to become and to live the life, to make the dream a reality? When you have awareness and you have your actions, but you have no accountability, you set yourself up for a great fall. Let me ask you a question. What price are you willing to pay to make the dream a reality? How aware are you? Are you aware of the price that you are willing to pay relationally, emotionally, physically, mentally, spiritually? There is a price to pay to manifest a dream. You know, two of the greatest moments in an individual's life is the day they were born and the day that they realize why they were born. Are you aware of your why? Why are you here? What are you doing? Who are you connected to? What are your people, your places, and your purpose?
Everyone has a destiny, bright, beautiful destiny. The soul is calling us to be great beings, to be great lights, to live fully. And oftentimes people will dim their light in order to fit into someone else's paradigm and end up with crisis, end up with prolonged sadness. Yeah. When if you just step out of that, there's so much life to live.
You are all powerful. You are all powerful. There is nothing we cannot achieve if we believe and we're willing to work hard enough. There's no one external that's going to do it for you. You have to have enough faith to believe it all connects, but you have the power to connect those dots. Wow. Like, I think we were given this opportunity in life, and we've got to make the most of it.
Life is too short to waste any of our emotional energy on things that don't matter. They're not between us and our destiny. I say this, if it's not between you and your destiny, it's a distraction. Wow.
I really didn't have a plan, but I think my destiny actually came to find me. I opened up and allowed for something greater that I didn't even know was possible. For me, it's like the letting go of preconceived ideas about what it is that you are going to do.
Destiny is calling.
All of us have seen our destiny at some point in time, and we decided, I must live what's in me, that we must live. Take that leap of faith, trust yourself, and let the chips fall where they may.
Life is so short. Your existence is temporary. It won't last forever. But are you ready? Are you ready to take on the unknown? Are you prepared for it? Are you ready to succeed? Are you prepared to move forward? How much are you willing to give of yourself? But are you ready to fight for it? The truth is, you are going to be broken over and over again. But don't you dare give up on you. Do something with your life today. Don't wait. Just go. Don't sit still. Just move. I'm hurting, but I gotta keep moving. It's okay. We all get scared. We all get pushed down. But we know that we got to get up, because staying down doesn't get the job done. Don't be afraid to be honest. Don't be afraid to be truthful. Don't be afraid to be different. We are unique. We are special. We are all destined for greatness. So you got to do the work now. You got to make the necessary sacrifices. It's time, ladies and gentlemen, to stop waiting and start doing. But you ain't got the right to give up. You don't have the right to quit. I want you to keep living, and I want you to keep looking up, and don't look down. Life is so short. Life, how beautiful it is.